Members of Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. How's everybody tonight? Welcome to Spiritual Talk of the Balance. Tonight is the topic for those tuning in to Facebook, Restream, YouTube, and for those who follow my short reel TikToks under HCS895. I'm your host for tonight, and the co-host will I'm inviting them right now. Cousin Jesse. I hope everybody had a happy Mother's Day. Happy to all the mothers out there. Okay. Cool. There's cousin Jesse. How you doing, cousin? How you doing, Matt Fury?
How you doing, man? How y'all doing?
Alrighty, cousin.
Hello, Linda. Welcome in. How you doing?
How you doing? Yeah. Earlier, man. I dozed off, cousin. You, it's been one of those off days for me today for Mother's Day. I got up early. I actually stayed up all night. Got up early, got my wife some flowers and stuff. For Mother's Day, and I kind of like dozed off like around 2 in the afternoon. So from there on, it was like in and out. So I got up, I was up, and then man, I dozed off again. So I kind of like fell asleep this evening.
Yeah, I wasn't able to do my Sunday thing. Usually, when I go to church, man, when I get home, I just fall asleep the rest of the day. But your cousin Joe was asleep in his car outside, man. When I woke up this morning, and then he came inside after I got back from taking my mom to eat breakfast. Hello, Evie, how you doing?
Hmm.
And then Gilbert showed up. Gilbert left, and Joe was still here at 5 o'clock. Man, I finally had to tell him to go home. Man, he wouldn't go home. Happy Mother's Day, everyone. That's a mother.
So you spent the whole day with your cousin?
Yep, he was here yesterday too, man.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, me and my brother Marcos. Well, my brother Marcos was a little tipsy. He came in. Hello, Scott Baker. How you doing? He came in a little tipsy, and I drank about 4 beers yesterday, man. They were drinking liquor and beer, and yeah, man, he took off to the bar. But yeah, I went to sleep real early yesterday, man. I went to sleep about 10 o'clock. I was out.
Oh wow. The 4 beers got you, eh?
Yeah, I slept comfortable, man. I slept comfortable, man. You were drinking that Corona Premier. Blessings to you too, Prima Evie. I hope your Mother's Day was good. Oh, that's good. But yeah, it was a good day today, man. I took my mom to eat breakfast, and I bought her a plant. Welcome, Monica H. How you doing? Yeah, I'm still wearing my Sunday best. I haven't changed all day. Very rarely dress up, man. So I decided just to stay dressed all day.
Got
Got
Monica,
to,
got Fury. I did a live last night, Primo.
you did a
I had,
live?
yeah, I had company over. The X Men's daughter was here. The little
Uh
daughter
huh.
was here. I told her that she could lay down with grandma for Mother's Day, so she wanted to go sleep with her. So I stayed up and I decided to do a live like around. I'm thinking it was like one and 2 in the morning.
Yeah, I was long out, man. I didn't get up all night, dude. That thanks to those beers I drank, I didn't get up all night at all.
So I was doing a yeah. I did the live at 2 in the morning, from
Wow.
2 to 4, and the live I was just talking, man, about my things that are going around me and stuff like that. So dealing with the VA and the doctors and all that. Just shooting the breeze to the with the members here in Spiritual Encrypted Encounters.
You have a full
But
room?
was a the, we had a pretty good turnout for late at night for 2 in the morning. I went live from 2 to 4 in the morning. I didn't do nothing yesterday. I didn't go out or nothing. We just stayed home. We're thinking
Mm.
about going out, and all you hear is fire trucks and ambulances and policemen all over the highway. It's like, man, that's a sign. Stay home. So we didn't do nothing.
Hello, my bros. How you doing?
One day we'll go out again. It's just you know, when there's a lot of mourning. Like my wife's still recuperating from her mother's death. So you know, we gotta know when the time is that we'll go out again. I'm not in no rush, saving my feet from all that dancing out there on the dance floor. The cardio puts a workout on you. It's just going to be that much harder when we do go dance. To But it's always there. I can miss a year in the cardio. The only thing about dancing, you never lose your step. You might get tired a little bit, but sooner or later, you might be tired at the end of the night, but you just got to get in the groove of things again. That's all.
Cool. Hello, Cynthia. How are you?
So, what did everybody do for Mother's Day? Me, I slept most of the day.
I wish
From
I
the
could have.
from the afternoon, from like around was it 1:30? I won a jackpot, a minor. So that wasn't a bad thing. Won a minor, and then I went to sleep. Woke up like around 5:30. You know, was my wife is the one, believe it or not, that cooked out. We had the plan was that the Xavier was going to cook out inside the house. Cook inside the house, and he had dozed off because he was up all night too. And then when we wake up, it's like the Mother's Day. The mother is out there throwing down in the grill, and
She
the
was
food
gonna
and the
get
food
hooked out there.
and the food was delicious because when it's made out of love, it's going to taste good. It was real
Mm-hmm.
good. She must love the flowers. I bought her a dozen roses, a balloon, and but she wanted to sleep early tonight because she gotta get up early in the morning.
Hi, Maria. Welcome in.
That's awesome, Sister Monica. How you doing, Sister Mary? So tonight is a spiritual talk of the balance. I was gonna put all topics, and I mean, I was just talking about everything, last night about things that I was going through, and I got that off my chest. Sometimes it's good to what I used to do a lot, brothers and sisters, back in the day when I was going through all the things I was going through in Elms Grove, where I was being spiritually attacked and by unseen forces and by people, because sometimes unseen forces would go into people to use those people to come up against me. So it's kind of like I couldn't hardly get any sleep because it was a constant spiritual attack, right? That I was going through. But one thing that I would do is prayer. I would pray every day, even when I was going through something. I would pray, uh, and I would keep notes, like annotate all the events that were happening in my life, write it down on a piece of paper. I had like a tablet full of stuff, things that I was encountering, things that I was happening because I wanted to make sure that how some people say, well, in my dream, well, it's not a dream because I'm writing it down on a piece of paper what I was going through, right? Some people say, well, in my dream, this and this had happened. Well, what I was going through was real things that were happening to me while I was awake. So I keep a note of everything that I was going through. But when you do that, then you continue to you maintain your faith. Eventually, there's going to be a time when everything that's happening is going to collide with you. And there's one thing. There's two things that can happen. Either you're going to get overwhelmed and overtaken by this forces that are around you, or you're going to be able to take the impact and overcome those forces because the light within you is going to shine and be stronger than everything that's coming at you. Uh, but all that is through Jesus Christ. And eventually, I maintained my love foundation, my relationship with Jesus Christ, and I was able to overcome everything that was coming towards me. You'll be surprised, brothers and sisters, when you type on a rebuke, a manifestation of a lycanthrope or a werewolf, and it's looking at you like you're supposed to be afraid of me. It's not talking to you, but it's looking at you, and it's huge and it's massive, and you remain with your your heavenly love foundation, your faith in Jesus Christ. And when you type on and rebuke in Jesus Christ's name, he flees, it disappears, the manifestation goes away, and you overcome a trials and tribulations, right? Because it's a spiritual test. So I will overcome whatever manifestations they took in, and I'm still here, doing the spiritual works and sharing my testimonies of what I went through. Um, I found out one thing because physically, I could handle anything physically. If it's something I had to handle something physically, that would be easy. But when I had to deal with something that was spiritually, that's a whole different story. A whole different story. Because these things that are around us daily, they're just waiting for the spiritual opening. It's kind of like you're here in the center. There's north, south, east, west, on any direction you can think of. And they're just waiting. They're just waiting to see if you're going to leave an opening for them so they can try to attack. That's what they do. I'm just glad that the Heavenly Father guided me, protected me, and gave them the wisdom and knowledge to be able to overcome them. And fear should be out of the equation. You should not fear them because fear is a spiritual opening. Any kind of fear. They'll use anything. If you have any fear in your mind of anything, they're going to use that to come up against you because that's what they do. So it's best to have how should I say, a clear mind, be a clear minded. If something's trying to come into your mind to affect your mind, tie bound your get in Jesus Christ and send it away. Anything they tried to do, whether you're hearing something's trying to come into your mind, whether you're hearing a disembodied voice, where you're seeing a manifestation, don't give it the power of belief. Test that spirit. Bind and rebuke it in Jesus Christ's name, and it will disappear. It was either going to smell like sulfur or rotten eggs, like cousin Jesse says, or pestilence. Wherever that manifestation was at, if you were to go there the following day, or maybe even that day, but I would recommend to go back that day, you will see black goo, where sometimes it leaves black goo behind. A pestilence. Spiritual warfare is very real. Let me read some other. ¿Cómo lo ves, primo?
Everything you're saying is true, cousin. Everything you're saying is true, man. Any opening, any fear you might have, they will take advantage of that and use that to get a spiritual opening.
This things, man. Like I said before, and I will continue to say this: they're not your friends. They're the DDN, unclean spirits, demonic spirits, the remains of the Nephilim. That's why I call them disembodied demonic Nephilim. They will use anything to come up against you. They can use the family member, your children. If they have spiritual openings, they can use anything to come up against you. And one thing that they did to me, after I found it, like one of the things that it did, because it wanted me to do something, was when it manifested. Well, I'll share the story. It was one evening. My dog was barking. When he barks, it's telling me somebody's outside. So I went to go look, and I'm looking, and I see a woman. Standing on my neighbor's porch, and he has the light on. So I'm seeing this woman sit on his porch on a bench. So I'm looking from my house, because I'm on the edge of my fence. I step out of the fence, go to the curb. I see the woman stand up. She walks down, and she stands on the curb on the other side of the curb across me, and she's looking at me with a smile on her face. So when I'm looking at this woman, I say to myself, there's no way. There's no way. So immediately I go into prayer. I start saying the Our Father, and I could see its true manifestation within the manifestation that it took. So as she goes to the other block and starts walking down the street, I start walking down my street, and I'm still praying. And as she's walking, I'm putting that spirit to the test. It disappears. The reason I was saying is there's no way is because it manifested to take the form of my mother, how she looked back in 1985. I lost my mother in 1985. It's when I lost my mother, when I was 15 years old. So it took her manifestation, and he was laughing at me, pretending to be her, but I knew it wasn't her. That's what put that manifestation to a test, the spirit or unclean spirit to the test. A tie, bind, and rebuke it. Well, I didn't get to tie, bind, and rebuke because it took off pretty fast, but I kept on praying to Our Father.
Thank you, Monica.
That's how wicked these unclean spirits are, brothers and sisters. It'll use your loved ones to come up against you, even though your loved ones are not here anymore. They have the capability to read your conscience, your mind. They know how they look. They know how they speak, so they can mimic the manifestation and they can mimic the voices.
I had something like that happen, cousin. One time that took my mom to El Paso. We stayed at one of her niece's house, and her niece's oldest daughter had passed away from lupus. And there was a picture of her on the wall. I was sleeping we got there about 1 o'clock in the morning. Then they had an air mattress for me in the living room, man. So, I took the air mattress and I was looking at the wall, and I could see my cousin's picture. And Some reason I felt uncomfortable, man. I saw like a shadow in the window, and then the garage door opens, man. It goes from the garage into the kitchen, and I see her standing there, man. I see her standing there, and I'm looking at her. She's looking at me, and after that, man, I did not want to move any kind of way on the mattress. I was just locked eyes with her, man. And she finally disappeared from the kitchen at around 6:30 in the morning. So I didn't sleep all night, man. But I saw her, man. We were looking eye to eye from the kitchen to the living room because there was just like a little wall, and it had a cutout where you could serve from the stove out into the dining room. And from that cutout, man, I was watching her, man. We were looking eye to eye, dude. But yeah, she was wearing like a white gown, but that was her. I would look at her, look at the picture, and look at her, and it was her, man. And yeah, every time I go back there, I sleep in the car. I no longer sleep in the house, man. So yeah, that's crazy, man. Look, right now, man, the alarm on my clock in my room is turned off, but I can hear the alarm ringing right now. It's ringing.
Oh wow.
It's all right. I got the dog in there. Unless she starts reacting, I ain't worried about it. So, for all the mothers that are in the live, happy Mother's Day.
Yes, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Uh,
Even though
again,
technically, even though technically it's past Mother's Day about 1 minute, but happy Mother's
yeah.
Day.
Well, and actually in California time, it's still 10 o'clock. So you're still good, cousin.
Actually, in
Even though
California, it's 9 o'clock.
California and Arizona time is one is 2 hours, the other is like an hour behind us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that was crazy, cousin. I'll tell you, man. Every time I go over there, I don't spend the night, and if I do, I sleep in the car. You're welcome, Monica.
You're welcome. So we're talking things of the balance, things that some people don't talk about, things that we can use, right, to be able to fight spiritually. What's some of the things that you learned over the years, cousin, that when it comes to spiritual warfare that you can use, right, that's provided to us through what is written maybe through the Bible or through what is taught to us by those before us? What are some of the things, since it's all
Well,
topic today, spiritual talk about what things have you used when things surface up at your house or you hear noises outside? What do you use to overcome the unseen forces that are coming up against you?
welcome, Walk with Bear. Basically, what I use, cousin, is uh, my faith. My faith, man, because that's what you need the most is to have faith and not be afraid. And then I pray. Not any prayer that's written in the Bible. I just pray and ask God to get this thing away from me and away from mine. And that's basically
Do you
what I
take
use.
authority over it in Jesus Christ's name, brother?
Well, yes, I do tie, bind, and rebuke in the name of Jesus. But that's the first thing that you're supposed to do is tie, bind, and rebuke in the name of Jesus, and then go into faith and start praying. But that's basically what I use. Let's see. Bro has a gift of fortitude on his channel regarding the Bible. What's going on, Lydia Cabrera? How you doing?
One of the things that I used to do when I was battling in Elms Grove, because they will come to my home. They'll come, they'll be banging on the walls, tapping, scratches, running on the roof.
Hi, Jackie,
Uh,
huh?
what I would do is I would place heavenly crosses inside the home, on the doorways and the windows. I had made my own ingredients made out of all natural things like garlic, uh, salt, pure items, right? Holy water in them. I would create little. I was battling out there, man. At nighttime, when it came down to nighttime, every night I battled out there in Elms Grove. I had little balloons that I would fill it up with with holy water or blessed water and with natural items, and I would have a little sack full of balloons like that. And the reason I had these balloons full of holy water, garlic, and natural items, and that I will bless, is because of the shadow figures. That's how many shadow figures will come out at nighttime out there in Elms Grove, where you're literally following the shadow figure down the street. You've seen it in front of you, and you tell it to stop to identify itself, and it's fleeing away from you. Right. Next thing you know, the shadow figures will go into the trees. So as in the trees, I would do one thing, two things. Uh, at first, when I was fighting any shadow that I seen out there, or it would enter an object, I would throw the balloon with a natural ingredient, so it would get trapped within that tree wherever it went into, or I would place heavenly crosses around the tree and pray against it. Tie bind and rebuke it in Jesus Christ's name. Uh, this little balloons that I had, sometimes I would hear la brujas laughing in the woods, or you know the whether the shapeshifters, skinwalkers, or brujas or brujos, or demons, where they'll be running right directly at me, and I would throw a balloon in front of me, or I could hear something running in the woods right beside me. I throw a balloon that had those natural ingredients to how should I say, subdue the unseen enemy that was there around me. So yeah, I will fight spiritually in that nature there. That's when I found out that the weapons that I had was not going to be no good to these things, because they're not real. There wasn't in the flesh. There wasn't in the flesh. That's when I knew that they were demonic in nature. So in order to fight something that's in spirit, of course, it's through prayer. Some of these objects that they will go into, you'll be surprised how many trees I've seen them go into, or manifest through, go out of the trees, go into the trees. They can go into the tree one way, and they can come out from the top of the tree somewhere else, jump to another tree. It was crazy. So I said, okay, I'm going to shut this portal. I'm going to put it out of commission. I'll place 70 crosses around it, and I pray against it, so it wouldn't be able to use it as to come through it. But yeah, the spiritual warfare that I was going through in Elms Grove taught me a lot of things. Taught me not to be afraid of the things that I'm seeing. Taught me not to believe in what I'm seeing, because that gives them power. If you fear them, that gives them power. Uh, so, and it taught me not to run away from them either. It taught me to maintain my ground, because this is my time. To maintain my spiritual stance against them, and maintain my heavenly love foundation, go into prayer, tie, bind, and rebuke them in Jesus Christ's name, and that they will flee. And that's exactly what happened. When every time I brought, I would say, tie, bind, and rebuke in Jesus Christ's name, they will flee, disappear, manifest, disappear, puff of smoke, smell like sulfur, or they'll just disappear in thin air, and it smell like pestilence. I'm talking about, when the people talk about Bigfoots, that they have a stench. Well, that's the pestilence they're talking about. Well, And what I'm trying to tell you, the pestilence that people think it's a Bigfoot, it's not really a Bigfoot. It's when the demon teleports back to wherever it's coming from, it's going to smell like either sulfur, right, or like pestilence, nasty smell. It's just a stench that it can stay in the air that can affect you because if you breathe it, right, it can go in you. So you have to be a master of holding your breath. So that I would train that when I would go to the swimming pool, I'll go under the water as long as I could with a breathing no air. So when things like that would happen to me out there, that would leave a stench behind, I hold my breath. I wouldn't breathe. I would walk a long distance before I took another breath because I didn't want it to affect me. I guess when it's in smoke form, that's like you could say a manifestation, or if it's in the stench form, that also could be like a manifestation that it can still use to try to bond you or attach itself to you. What do you think about that, cousin Jesse?
Yeah, you're right about all that, cousin. You have to be very, very careful how you interact with these things because any mental slip up, they take advantage. They take advantage and they take advantage quick. So you always have to be on your toes. You always have to be prayed up. You always have to be in your faith. And that's the only way you can fight against these. How you doing, Josh Turner? Welcome in, man.
I'm catching up to the comments. How you doing,
Hope
brother Josh Turner?
hope everything was great. So yeah, cause you have to always be prayed up, on your guard, and any little thing you catch in your peripheral, no, you're not imagining it's there. If you see it, then you have to be quick to
Deal with it.
tie about and rebuke and go into your faith. How you doing, Andres Corizales? ¿Cómo estás, brother? Like I told you, man, like when I was in Mississippi the second time that they put me in that haunted trailer house, man, where that black shadow figure was staying in the front room. That
Was it the
it
same location where you had the sighting of?
was a werewolf?
Uh,
No.
was a different location?
Yeah, it was a different part of Mississippi, man. And yeah, I was asleep one night after I got home from work. Then I heard a voice talking in my ear telling me that I was gonna die, and then there was a popping sound, and I woke up and I saw it running from my bedroom to the front bedroom.
Uh, let's do a little prayer real quick. Heavenly Father, we would like to pray for all our for those that are mothers that lost our mothers, for mothers that lost their loved ones. We would like to pray for right now, just as a reminder that they walked here with us at one point in time, and there will always be with us in spirit because they're connected to us through a heavenly love foundation. So don't feel sad. uh, Be happy because our loved ones, whether they're here or not here, they will always be connected spiritually to us because of a love foundation. If you feel sad or bad thoughts coming to your mind or anything negative, we tie, bind, and rebuke that in Jesus Christ's name. We take authority over anything trying to make you feel sad, or trying to milk, make you feel a certain way. We type on and rebuke that in Jesus Christ's name, and for the Heavenly Father to continue to bless you with a heavenly love foundation. This I pray in Jesus Christ's name. Amen.
Amen. Hello, lunar eclipse. Welcome in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I went
man.
through that today, sister. You're not the only one. My brother went through it today on Mother's Day. He lost his whole family, his wife, his stepson and daughter, and it's Mother's Day. And I know it's affected them. To me and like my cousin, we lost our mothers So is when it comes to Mother's Day, it's hard to celebrate sometimes, but I just know I honor my mother. You know, we should honor our loved ones, and which I place a picture of her and I say Happy Mother's Day, or you know, I always honor her. Uh, but yes, they'll use anything to come up against you, even your loved ones.
Any mental slip.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy in this world, brothers and sisters. You know, you hear all kinds of I don't want to go off the topic, but yeah, I've seen people lose everything, and they're still here. And they're still here for a reason, right? Whatever you went through, remember what you've been through. Remember how you overcame it. Remember what you went through, like the pain and all that, and remember what you did to overcome that. And to me, when you place Jesus Christ first, He eliminates all that, and He kind of pain you're feeling, any kind of thoughts that you're feeling. He eliminates all that because He wants to protect you. Um, you can only do so much, right? For those that have a relationship with Him, that place Him first. But yeah, spiritual warfare is very real, and many people have been tested throughout the centuries. Many people have lost a lot of things, but that's part of spiritual warfare. That's part of the balance. What do you think, cousin Jesse? We'll talk about the balance.
Yeah, cousin. Uh, you have to be very careful. Like I said, you always gotta be on your guard. Um, the eyes and ears can be deceived, so you have to go by spiritual feelings and gut instinct because your eyes and ears can always be deceived, and you can't believe what your eyes that are seeing, but you can feel out with your feelings, and they will never lead you wrong. So yeah, everything you're saying is right. Is right, man, and that would be like the way to do spiritual battle is the way you're saying it. That's how you do spiritual battle. Those are the steps that one has to take to keep your mind right and battle these things to make them flee. You put them to the test. I bind and rebuke them in the name of Jesus. You're welcome, Prima Evie.
Do you remember any kind of things like that, Primo, that you witnessed? That it was one of those things where it's just you, time and space, and whatever you're seeing and witnessing. I mean that changes. I mean, it is you can feel that it's not good because your senses, all your spiritual senses, are telling you, hey, that's something evil. Your hairs are
Yeah,
standing up. Your all your spiritual senses are getting triggered. Um,
yeah. That happened when
by
I was
yourself, right?
running.
Something that might have happened to you when you're by yourself.
Yeah, that
What?
happened when yeah.
Go
Go ahead.
ahead.
That happened to
What?
me.
Yeah.
Well, that happened to me when I was running on that dark part of that property. That all my spiritual senses were triggered by that wolfman that was standing by the cotton module. That's the only reason I saw where he was. I felt him, man. All my spiritual senses, all my hair, my stomach, everything, man. It just all in once, and then I just happened. It just happened that I looked to where it was standing. You know, like that little white girl that used to come out of my closet, man. All my spiritual senses were always triggered by her, man. So yeah, I can understand how, like I said, you have to feel out with your feelings and not your eyes and ears because they can be fooled. But yeah, that was by myself both of those times, man. When that happened to me, man. Especially that night that I was running through the damn dark ass property and that wolf was standing there. I'll never forget that, man. I'm talking about it. My hair is standing up, man. You know, I ain't never gonna forget that, man. I wouldn't wish that on anybody, Primo. Not even the
The
heavy
worst.
breather. Not even the heavy breather.
Uh, they just don't know, man. They've never been in those situations. You see me, cousin. You see me when I do my lives, when I go
Yeah.
my investigations. I already know that it always happens. I don't even have to go to the woods to catch
They come to,
activity.
they come to your house.
I can go on a walk around the block and something will happen. That's the way it is, because I'm always targeted that way, because of the works that I do. There was one day that I was walking one evening, and I'm walking, looking at my phone, because I was doing a live on Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. I will have to look the video up if it still exists. I was doing a live, and when I put my phone down, something passed I heard something pass real fast in front of me, and I hear like something blow up, like tires blow. And I look, and way in the distance in the ditch, there's a car in the middle of the ditch. Well, what happened is, if I wouldn't have stopped, there was an old lady driving a car going like 65, 75 miles an hour that
Wow.
passed in front of me. If I wouldn't have looked down and stopped to look at my phone, something told me, like, I could feel something tell me to stop, not to go forward. And the car passed like a flash right in front of me. If I wouldn't have stopped, I would have got run over by that lady. She thought it was the access road. There was a stop sign, and you have to turn. The only thing that was in front of her was a curb and a ditch. She hit that curb and ditch and flew like 100. I'd say like 100 feet, with sliding through the ditch.
Wow.
So I want to go check up on her to see what was okay. And I called my wife where I was at. All her tires of her vehicle had blown out. That's how fast she was going. I told her what I was doing, and she said, "You might never know what you might run to out here." She said, I almost picked you up. She said, I almost picked you up. That basically that she was going to run into me with a car. So I typed out and rebuked that in Jesus Christ's name. She was coming from the VA hospital because her husband, they moved them from Waco to Temple, and she was driving back home towards Waco. And she said, "You might never." To me, it felt like there was a negative attachment in her, that was using her to try to take me out, because it said, "You might never know who you're gonna pick up on the road." Like, basically, she said she was gonna pick me up, like run me over.
Wow. Welcome, Monica Davias. And she looked like about 10 years old, Monica. Age.
And my wife was there when she said that, and she was laughing too.
She almost got you to be a hood ornament, huh?
Yeah,
People.
I'm gonna have to look for that video, man. Show you what I'm talking about. Happened
You
at
know what?
nighttime. I used to
You,
do. I used to go walking at nighttime.
you know what, Primo?
Now I know there's not a good thing to walk at nighttime, because there's a lot of things during the day. Imagine at nighttime.
You know what, man? I remember when I was in Anton that I was staying with my brother. Uh, I went to get some gas because I had pookie all over my hands. I was doing roofing,
Hmm.
and I went to Cooney's house to get some gasoline in a cup. And I was walking back to the apartment, man. I was walking in front of these apartments that it was right in front of the entrance to the parking lot. And this dude in a pickup hit me, dude. He hit me, man, right out of my arm, dude, with the front of his truck. So hard that the cup I was carrying broke. but he didn't knock me down, man. It just spun me around, and yeah, man, I didn't react very friendly, man. I remember I pulled him out of his truck, but yeah, man, I got hit. Then he hit me with a Ford, man.
Damn.
I can't remember who.
He didn't see you?
He didn't see me, man. He hit me, dude, and I was walking, man. He hit me. It was during the day too, so he couldn't say it was dark. Gilbert just landed in Seattle, man.
Seattle?
Yeah, he took off back to work, man. He's there in Seattle, Washington now. He just landed. It's an hour and a half drive to the motel where they're staying. But yeah, man, he didn't miss me, cousin. He hit me, and I reacted very negatively because he covered me in gas.
Damn.
Yeah, I pulled him out of his window. You know what happened next? I ain't even gonna tell you. Matter of
What was
fact,
it?
man,
Was it a white guy?
he was a Mexican dude, man. He was driving a '78 Ford pickup, green. I still remember the color. He was drunk, dude. He was drunk. I made him sober up. Beat the crap out of him. He hit me with a truck.
That's crazy.
Condolences to all the people who have lost family members.
I'll be right back, cousin.
Yeah. What's up, Monica Davias? Yeah, I used to play in the woods too, Med Prairie. I play in the woods every day, man. I was knocked out 5T5. Did a little drinking and it helped me sleep. Yeah, I'm never gonna forget that truck, Monica H. The green 74, man. How you doing, Joel Burgess? How you doing, man? So what did y'all do for Mother's Day? I took my mama out to eat and bought her a plant. Yeah, I know, Joel, you are. Yeah, I got dressed this morning, walks with Bear. I've just been dressed all day. My brothers barely left not too long ago, so I haven't even had a chance to change. Anyway, it's a Mother's Day show, so I thought I'd dress up a little bit. I'm doing great, Joel, man. Just here chilling, man. Talking about the topic at hand. because it's kind of weird, man. Like I was saying, when I was living in Mississippi in 2019, that I was staying in that trailer house, there was a black shadow figure that was in that house, and it trapped me in my bedroom one time. It had the outside of the door had a latch that you had to go like this, and you had to twist it for it to lock. Well, while I was in my bedroom, the door slammed shut and the latch locked. And I was crying for help like a girl in one of those horror films. I couldn't get out. I was banging on the door, couldn't get out. Finally, I tore the door off its hinges, and that's how I opened the door. When I opened the door, I could see that thing, that black shadow figure moving and running into the back bedroom. Yeah, my mom's been dead since 2010, Monica Davias. I took my stepmama out to eat. Yeah, like there's something like that, Evie. I had just had an accident and I almost broke my leg, and my leg got so swollen that it it popped on my big toe where it bent like that. It made all that pressure just popped out through there, and when I came back from over there, they cut my toe off. But anyway, that black shadow figure that lived in that trailer house. Hello, Julie Parker, Mrs. Joel. How you doing? But when I walked into that trailer house, I felt that thing that there was something there, and it was evil. Yeah, it was putting off very evil vibes. And I traced it down just by standing in the when I walked in the door that it was in the front bedroom. None of us would sleep there. It was me and my then son-in-law were staying there, and he would rather sleep in the kitchen on the floor than go in that bedroom. Yeah, I know, Joel. I know that's you, Julie. I recognize her page. Yes, Monica, they are. And like the last day that we were there in that trailer house, I actually just opened up that bedroom in the front of the trailer house and laid there during the day, and something picked me up by my feet. That's when I got up and I told my then son-in-law, "Hey man, let's go." Then we left. I don't understand how something that evil could be within those walls. I'm glad that I never went back. They told me if I ever wanted that job, I could always go back. It was there. I got tired of Mississippi and all the hauntings, werewolves and little girl spirits and black shadow figures and damn skinwalker dogs. That dog was weird. It's like the topic of the show. It's all in the balance. All in the balance. Yes, Monica. It kind of it didn't scare me. It just made me angry that it trapped me in the room and it was acting like a little biatch. So I tore the door off the handles and off the hinges, and I never put it back. That way it couldn't lock me in there anymore. All right, Monica Davies. Have a good night. Rest well. I know how that is. Walks with Bear to have to be the protector of the little ones because I protected my little brothers always, always, still do. Yeah, I know how that is, Joel. It's nice to have a good woman, man, that looks after you. What? Hey, when you gotta run, man, Fury. I was grabbed by my calves, man, and got almost dragged under a bed. Good night, Monica. Davies. Welcome back, cousin.
Just checking off the reading the comments.
I try to keep it going, man. I try to keep it going. Good night, Lydia Cabrera. Rest well. I know exactly how that is, walk with bear. I've been protecting my brother since I was 4. My brother Joe was 2, and my little brother Gilbert was 6 months old when my mom and dad split up. I had to take care of both of them, so I really didn't have a childhood. Rest well, Monica.
Good night, Sister Monica. Surprised we have a pretty good turnout of people right now. Probably a paranormal table went off the air.
Good, good. Josh
Uh,
was here.
I was feeling, we had company over. We had a little barbecue, and my, you know, we ate some barbecue. My wife cooked the barbecue, believe it or not. It's pretty good. So I'm here and I'm not here. It's kind of like I'm here like in a little daze, but I'm hanging in there. Yeah, imagine when you're in a location that the only thing you have to rely on is your senses and your faith, because it's so pitch dark that you can't see what's around you. You can't see what's around you because it's that pitch dark. So imagine you're somewhere out in the open and it's so pitch dark you can't see your hand in front of you. You don't have no night vision capabilities, and just dark. And the only thing that you can hear around you is if there's any kind of movement, if there's any kind of disembodied voices or any kind of growlings or anything like that. That's the only thing you're hearing, and you could hear it, but the location you're at, everything echoes. So the sound that you hear might not even be by you. It could be in a distance, or it could be right by you. That's why when you have to rely on your faith and believe in Jesus Christ. That I believe that if there is an unseen enemy like that around you, uh, that He'll give you your spiritual gift discernment going to kick in, and it's going to let you know what's around you. There will kick in to let you know something around you, so you can't see it to be able to fight it. But if your senses are letting you know they're around you, then you're able to fight it spiritually through prayer, a tie, bind, and rebuke it in Jesus Christ's name, with no fear. Imagine you can't see it, but you're hearing something growling beside you. Can't fight it if you can't see it. But that's where the no fear factor comes in, and you have to let it know that you don't fear it, that you place Jesus Christ first, and have no fear in your heart or in your mind anywhere. Because if you do have fear, whether it's something that's in the spirit or it's something that's in the flesh, they can sense that. If there's fear, that's when they attack. So you do the opposite. Be in a situation like that and show no fear. You can give the enemy power of fear. Doesn't matter what's coming out of their mouth. It doesn't matter uh, how they look, what they're doing. Uh, the Heavenly Father will give you what you need at that time when you need to utilize it. He will spiritually bless you to overcome the threat that's in front of you, which becomes a spiritual a battle within the spiritual balance. Uh, the one that I remember, one of the tests that I had was when I was 11 years old, I believe, or 10 years old. There was this man and his wife. His wife had supposedly cancer. She was very ill, and my parents were in a prayer group for the Catholic Church, and they volunteered me and my brother to go cut the grass of this individual and to clean up a corral where they had goats. My brother didn't want to go, and I said, "Okay, I'll go do it. It's not that big of a yard, anyways, because I've seen the yard, in which the only grass they had was up in the front. In the backyard, it wasn't that much grass because it had a corral. So, I went to cut the front grass and was cleaning the corral, finishing up. And all through the time I was doing that, I could see the man laying down in the bed and his wife laying beside him. So I'm finishing up the back corral, and next thing you know, I hear the gate open, and I look, and he puts a lock on it. It's the man. He puts a lock on the gate, and when I look towards the window of the bed, he's not laying there no more. It's there, right? So I'm looking at him, and he grabs this machete from the corner pole, pulls it out. He turns around and he's smiling. He's laughing, kind of laughing, kind of crazy. I believe he was either a Vietnam or Korean vet, one of the two. And he's laughing all crazy, and he's swinging his machete. He's swinging it so hard that it's cutting wind, like. He's looking at me and he's laughing, and I told him, "What's so funny?" And I said his name, and he said, "So that's not my name." I said, "Yeah, that's your name." And I'm looking at my shirt, thinking I might have some poop or something from the corral, from the goats, But then the goats, that have little pebbles, whatever. So So he looks at me again, and he said, he said that his name is not that. He told me that he was a Santanista, which means Satanist. And he told me that he deceived every member of that church. And then he looked at me and he said that he could kill me, that there's nothing that anybody could do about it at that time. So he's saying he's going to kill me, literally, right? So he's coming at me with his machete, swinging it. And then I told him that I had a message for him. And I wasn't scared. I was cornered, kind of cornered in the back. And he told me, what's the message? And I looked at him and I said, God told me to tell you that if you take another step, your time here on earth is over. He looked at me. He tried to take a step forward. He couldn't take a step forward. He tried to lift the machete to swing it at me again, and he couldn't lift the machete. So I was able to climb the corral, and he couldn't turn his neck or nothing. He couldn't move because the Heavenly Father is a controller of time, so he had him frozen. He had him on pause, you could say. We'll say it like that. He had paused him, so he was frozen. He couldn't move. The only thing he could move was his mouth. And then he told me he couldn't even turn his neck or nothing. He told me, tell your parents what happened here today. They're not going to believe you. I walked home. I don't know how many blocks is it from Bear Cousin to my house. Like 7, 8 blocks, somewhere around there. 8, 9, I don't know. I walked home, made it home. I told my parents what happened. They got me in the station wagon. We drove to their house. And, they were debating whether they wanted to talk to him or not at first. So about 30 minutes passed by. So they finally went there, and they were trying to see what was going on, what had happened. The man comes out of the house with a smile on his face.
Be back.
And they asked him, is it true what he's saying? What you tried to do to him? And the only thing he said to them was, you know how kids are, they like to lie. So he lied, right? Nobody believed me. Nobody believed him. So they just left it at that. But the one thing still remained upon him, that if he tried to do something to me from that day on for the rest of his life, that his time on earth will still be over. So this guy, every time he see me, he would cuss at me, but he would stay away from me because he knew that the Heavenly Father had my back. So he would try to pay people money to come after me, to try to take me out, try to hurt me. Because if he tried, then his time here on earth was over. So he would pay people money. He's the one that had the head out on me. He'll pay people money to try to take me out. But I'm still here, and he's long gone. His time on earth finished many, many years ago. True story. And he was a ex-policeman or policeman. He was a veteran policeman and a Santanista first, I guess. He was a soldier. He was a policeman, but a Satanist first. Cousin Jesse knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we always used to go to his house and stand out there waiting for him to come out, do some ground and pound on his ass, but he would never come out.
Evil person. He was a evil person. Then I got to meet him after I came back from war. I wasn't a kid no more. I was already a young adult, and I was ready to take care of business. I remember he would always tell me that I was a kid, that he was a man. And I told him there's going to be a day that I'm going to be a man also, and we're going to settle this. You might laugh right now because I'm a kid, but when I'm a man, we're going to settle this. You're going to know who I am as a man. Man, I came back from war. I'm in my dress screens uniform, coming back from Saudi, from Operation Desert Storm, and We're in the four-way light right there in front of the coastal, and he's in his Bronco. I look at him, and I went like, "Are you ready?" With my eyes, like, let's handle it. Because I mean, I'm barely coming from combat. And I still had the, how should I say, I was still Redcon 1. So when he seen that look, you should have seen the face he had, man, the face of fear. He did a 360 on that line and took off back to his house. He was afraid. He didn't want to deal with me. So he didn't want to man up. I had I had a lot to do with this guy, like a lesson in a lifetime I wanted to show him. But I guess in a kind of way, I'm glad nothing happened. But then I had to get rid of his spirit when he manifested in Elms Grove. There's numerous times that I've said stories where something tells me next time I see you, I'm going to kill you. And I believe it was his spirit. That he was running havoc. I didn't know he had already passed away. But I called my aunt, and my aunt told me, "Oh yeah, he died like 3-4 years ago. He died a horrible death." So guess what I did, brother and sisters? In order to stop him from running havoc in spirit, as an unclean spirit, I forgave him. When I forgave him, all the things that were happening ceased. They stopped. No, you can't stop him. Got to send him back to where he came from. Back to the one-way ticket, to wherever he was believing in, right? So Ty Bond rebuked it in Jesus Christ's name and forgave him. So that took care of that. See, Matt Fury.
Yeah, I heard about that too, man. But I don't think it was Jesus they saw. I think that it was Satan that came personally to collect their souls.
Yes.
Woo.
All these things are amongst us, man. They're still amongst us. It's just when you get engulfed with society and the things that are happening in this world, you lose the spiritual ability because you're caught up living in the moment, living in the time, living the things that this world offers people, right? But when you're not like that and you're humble and you have a relationship with Jesus Christ, you train your senses to be a king in a certain way because you don't know when we're going to go into either physical combat or spiritual warfare. That's when you realize that a lot of these things are amongst us. They're here. It's just a lot of people don't see it. A lot of people don't feel it because they're living in the moment. You know how that is, cousin. Living in the moment.
Yeah,
Living.
I know exactly how that is.
What's one of the sayings people used to say all the time? Nobody can judge me. Only God can judge me.
No,
That's one,
no.
right? That's one of the ones that people say.
Yep, yep. But hey, man, people who say that, man, they should, they should really ask themselves, man. It's not nobody can judge me, only God can judge me. But the question is, would you want Him to judge you at that particular moment? So yeah, man. My favorite saying, man, was like, nobody tells me what to do, not even me. I used to just live in the moment, man. But
Viendo la vida loca.
man, me, it was like I was always getting myself into stuff that I never should have gotten myself into, all because of my ego. My ego wouldn't let me just walk away. Glad I'm not like that no more, man.
Well, when we're not taught the right way by our parents, then we have to find our own way, and that's not our fault. But eventually we're going to find our path, our own journey, our own path. That our parents could try to tell us something, but if our parents failed us to guide us the proper direction, then we have to fend for ourselves, right? It's kind of like when they throw you in the water to swim. Either you're gonna swim or sink
Yep,
and swim, right? Sink or
yep, yep.
swim.
If you don't swim, you go glub glub.
No disrespect to our parents, but once we find our way or path in life, then we know we're onto something.
And that's one of the things that I sit here and think sometimes, cousin, was like, is like, would I be a different person, man, if my mom and dad had never split up? I seriously just sit around and think that, man. Would I be a different person? Would I still be the same way that I am? Just, you know,
Well,
can't.
if there's a lot of violence and stuff like that, you would be have a lot of anger. Sometimes people follow suit to what they see, right? They follow suit of what they see.
Dude,
I've
I'd
seen
be
it
like,
where sometimes the fathers beat the mothers, so the children pick that up and they start beating up their girlfriends and wives and stuff like that, which is not good. Or it might look at my case, what my father did,
hey, man,
uh,
well,
that's
my
not good. That's not
my
good at all.
dad was extra disciplinary. And after he disciplined me, the way he disciplined me, man, I couldn't wait to go out in the street and discipline somebody else. you know, just me golpeaba, vato, y yo me iba, ni me desquitaba con los vatos en la calle. And I had to get rid of that anger, man. I was a very angry youth. Cousin, you remember. I didn't have no filters. I didn't have no limits. Chucky used to tell me that the vatos there in Raymondville would come and tell him, hey, man, you need to talk to your brother to tell him to calm down or this and this is going to happen. And Joe would tell him, hey, man, that's my brother. If y'all got a problem with him, y'all take it up with him. But hey, one on one. I can't even remember how many people in Raymondville eat these.
And
Yeah,
there you go. Look what Sister Neva's Angel says.
yeah, that's it.
You're so correct about that, Abe. Violence breeds hatred, and a lot of the time, which is a spiritual opening to demons
Yep, yep. I agree with
infiltrate,
it.
attach, right? Well, our society, if you've been paying attention for a long time now, the media spreads fear factor, right? It's division, chaos. That's the number breadcrumb for the social media does that. Hollywood does that. Politics does that. So basically, what I'm saying is it really the devil has a control, or is it what the people are believing in that has control over them because
So
they're allowed?
it's a believing.
So it's the belief factor.
Hmm.
It's not the devil. It's what they're allowing in the heart. So if they're allowing the devil in the hearts, then he's got control of them. If you place Jesus Christ first, well then Jesus Christ is your King and Lord and Savior of this world, not Lucifer, because you're placing Jesus Christ first. Does that make sense?
Right. Yes, Monica, there was a lot of Jesse victims. Believe me, there was a lot of victims.
Yeah, Cousin Jesse had a lot of anger,
Oh yeah, very
and
very angry.
and people wasn't making it easy, especially when they come at you in a negative way. So it became a battle of negativity versus negativity. Let's see who's tougher.
Yeah, cousin Abel like just shake his head. I come back, my clothes all torn. But yeah, that was just me. The way my father brought me up, the fact that my mom split when I was a little kid, and I saw my dad hang himself. And then my dad was very disciplinary. I'm not gonna call it abusive. I'm gonna call it disciplinary. Yeah, man. I had issues.
Just a lot of people uh, that were parents were brought up a certain way in which they were affected also, right? If they wasn't raised up with love, but with hatred and anger and discipline, well, then they're following suit of what was taught to them. Somebody's got to break the cycle somewhere, right?
Yeah, I
And
mean,
I chose to
cousin.
break that cycle in my family, not to follow suit of anybody of my parents, of my aunts or uncles. I'm my own person, so I follow my own way, and the way that I want to follow, and I've been following is through Jesus Christ. Even though I had to take care of business with a lot of people, I did, and it was all through a love foundation. I overcame them, and I'm still here. People will get mad because they'll be acting all bad and saying all kinds of things. I ignore them because I was just focused on how I was gonna overcome them, and I overcome them very rapidly. Which will get them pissed off because I wouldn't say nothing to them. They'll be like, to me, talk is cheap. You're gonna do something, let's do it. Let's handle it, right? Back then, when I was younger, yeah, a lot of people got. I had a lot of well, I had the record of 40-0 in Germany.
Hey, cousin, you know what's the messed up part about the whole thing, cousin? The day that my father wouldn't beat me, I thought he didn't love me. Ain't that just crazy? Ain't that crazy, man? I'm sitting here just thinking about it, man, and yeah, because he would beat me every day. If there was a day that he didn't beat me, I thought he didn't love me anymore, man.
Well, that's called mental, physical abuse. They're trying to the same thing he was trying to install upon you. That's what he was installing about on your mother. Physical abuse. I
Yeah,
remember, cousin.
you
I
know what,
remember
man?
that's what he was
I'm,
installing in her, and I remember times that she had bruises and everything, man. So that's not love.
well,
Beating the shit out of somebody, that's not love, and that's not a man either. Especially if it's a woman.
yeah, yeah,
You're
my
beating up
dad.
a woman like that's lesser than a man.
I found out my dad wasn't a very good guy, man. I found out everything in the end, man. But um, I never abused my kids the way he abused me, man. I never beat the crap out of them like that. I
Yeah,
had to. I
you,
tried
you,
to break. I tried to break the cycle, man. I did. Instead of when me and my baby mom were split up, instead of fighting her and taking them with me, I wanted them to be with her because I didn't have a mom when I was growing up, and look how I turned out. I just was hoping for the best that if they had her, they would be better than me, man. I just never realized that they needed me too. So at least I wasn't beating the crap out of them every day. That's okay, man, because like I said, I took it out on the vatos out in the calle.
yeah. I mean, we eventually have to break the cycle. Somebody's got to break the cycle. I mean, I know that where we come from, why they were trying to teach us tough love because Our town was corrupt. There was a lot of evil people and stuff like that in our town. They were trying to teach us about survival, but that's one thing teaching us about something, but then the disciplinary we would get was out of control, man, big time. I'll be right back, cousin.
Man. I mean, I got psychological scars that run so deep you can almost see them. How's everybody enjoying the show so far? Any questions? Are you still in here, Maria? Are you still in here, Cynthia? Somebody help! Yeah, my grandfather raised us the way. I mean, my dad raised us the way my grandfather raised him, and yeah, my grandfather was a card man. You couldn't get a strict disciplinarian. You couldn't get away with nothing with that old man. I remember one time he whooped my butt for talking back to a family friend. He said I was being disrespectful, and he whooped my ass at the park and put me in the camper in the truck on a real hot day. But yeah, he, my dad. I asked him before he passed why he never gave me a hug and a love you boy and that boy nothing like that. So he just said that he couldn't give me what he never had. You know, they would ask us why, and we as kids would say, what our kids say now, what did you do it? Why did you do it? I don't know. My grandfather would grab the bell and say, well, come here, boy. I'm going to give you some medicine for your memory. Welcome back, baby.
Okay.
Nice shirt, man.
I got a Tales from the Crypt.
Welcome on tonight's episode.
That's a shred of more tonight. Tales from the Crypt. Even though we ain't saying no tales, we're just talking.
Ah, I'm
Yeah.
wearing this. I'm wearing this Cuba Vera shirt. The bartenders used to use back in the 70s, 80s.
So we went from child abuse or physical abuse because I ain't gonna. I was a handful, I guess, as a kid. We went from child abuse, and 30 years or 40 years later,
It's trauma.
it's not even child abuse anymore. It's gender abuse because they don't know what the hell they are. They're like, I want to identify myself as a cat. When you have 37 or 300 genders, that means you're possessed. Well, you know what the hell you are. If you're a boy or a girl, what do you think about that?
I don't know, man. I thought I was a lime dude, a lime wedge, and then I found a lake that identified as a gin and tonic, and I was jumping in and out of it. I don't know, man. These kids nowadays, man, they wouldn't survive in the era we grew up with, man. They would get eaten alive. So when the area that we come from, cousin, all the weak ones were picked off, man. All the weak ones got they got rid of all the weak ones, man. The ones that are alive now were the strong ones that actually survived. All that water hose waters kept us going.
And then those before us, they used to get disciplined with a whip.
Yep. My grandfather had a cuarta that he used to discipline us with.
Chicote
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
with a whip.
He had one of those riding horse whips, the little short ones. It had like four little leather things sticking out of it in the handle, and he just go to town with that shit. He wet the beads, the beards. He'd wet the that leather, man, and then he just like whack, whack. So that would leave welts, man, because we would always wear shorts, and he would hit us in our legs. And they'd be at school. What happened? I fell down.
We know where he's going. It's a matter of time before he crosses over.
Who had the worst? Ivy, that would be my brother Mario. He got stabbed in the head with a fork.
I'm just saying, man, the kids nowadays, they're so confused with all the mental manipulations the school districts or throw on them with history and everything. They're confused because what we learned is something completely different than what they've learned in school.
You remember, man? We used to. I think every Monday here in Fort Worth, we would have to do the Pledge of Allegiance to start the week.
Yeah.
They took that out of the school, man. That you can't pledge allegiance no more. They changed it. Yeah, I mean, my mom she would put her hands on her, but she would show us tough love, man.
She'd be like, you wanna be a Tinkerbell? You wanna be a fairy? Orale, ven pa acá.
Uh-huh.
No, no,
She'd
no,
say,
no, no.
you'd be like, I ain't raising no sissies.
I wanna I wanna be Batman. I wanna be Robin.
I mean, she laughed at my son, man, because when my son was younger in his teens, he was over there at grandma's house, great grandma's house. You know how Lupe had her children there, the los hijos de Kenny, and he was there with them, and my mom was talking to Tia Delia, and they were laughing. He thought they were laughing about him, and he turned around and told my mom that not to be laughing at him because he'd go get his sword and cut her up, and she started laughing. He goes, "What are you laughing at?" And she's like, "I raised your Uncle Joe and your dad Jesse. You don't scare me, boy. You soft." It's crazy, man. Hey, I'm still a little upset about that, man. But there was nothing I could do. I wasn't there.
There
But
were cousins.
my mom was tough, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I gave my son his very own sword when he was 12. Showed him how to use it. I just did what my daddy did. My daddy got me my first pair of chucks when I was 5. I would take those to school and beat up the negritos.
Yeah, well, a lot of the parents they got married at a young age, so yeah, they had no education and stuff like that. But look how fucked up the education is now.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I mean, yeah, it's good to have to go to college, get yourself a good job and all that. So you have a lot of knowledge with what they're teaching in the schools, but common sense out the window. I see a lot of people that have gone to college, but they have no common sense. It's out the window. because they gotta live by the structure of what they were taught in college, or even doctors that of what they were taught in college for their degree. That's what they live their life by. So common sense out the window.
Come on,
Honestly.
man. Who needs a? We never needed a warning not to be eating soap, dude. That Tide Pod bull crap, man. Come on, man. I tell people of this generation, you're the reason why there's labels on everything we use. Common sense will tell you not to jump off a bridge. My nephew, Gilbert's son. He got taken to the hospital because he wanted to see what a Tide ball tasted like.
Damn.
What the fuck? What is world coming to?
Gilbert, where you at, man? How come you didn't tell them to eat the burritos?
Gilbert barely landed in Seattle, man. He's not hasn't even gotten to the motel yet, man.
Damn, they do a lot of traveling.
Well, Gilbert's been home for about almost a month now, man. He had to go back to work, dude.
Well, he was on vacation or something.
Well, his wife had a procedure done, man, and he had to stay here to make sure she was okay. Now that he knows she's okay, he had to go. Shit, the guy offered him more money. I would have left too.
They're like, what happened?
His wife had a procedure. They thought she had cancer, but she's
Oh,
okay.
that's good. We didn't have Tide Pods back then. That from us.
Yeah, and we wouldn't go around snorting the soap either, or drinking the bleach. It's fucking crazy. It's common sense, cousin.
Yeah,
Common
but
sense.
the only thing kids were doing back in the day were sniffing gold paint and sniffing what do you call that? The invisible
Liquid paper.
liquid paper. That's what they were
Yeah,
doing.
man. And just so you know, man, the best paint was the crystal clear. That was the best, man. I know from experience. That's like that's like seeing the fan on the car running and sticking your finger in there. That's crazy, man. They don't got
Remember
no gun.
the electrical outlets? You stick your finger.
Yep, yep. That's just crazy, man.
Don't put your
Yep.
tongue there. Don't put your tongue there. Freaking
Those
the
those
water
nine volt, those
wall
9 volt
socket.
batteries, those 9 volt batteries, man. Those square batteries. They had the little thing and the big thing. They would put them on their tongue to get a cheap shock. My.
Look, never Angel didn't know about that liquid paper. But in the Rio Grande Valley, kids grow up real fast. They go from that to marijuana and
Yep.
cocaine.
Then crack.
Well, crack now, but back then it was marijuana and cocaine. I knew kids in high school that were doing that shit and
Hey,
steroid.
Cynthia, that liquid paper, when it hits you, it starts from your toes up. Telling you from experience. It starts from your toes up, man. Your toes go numb. Yeah, I never did car exhaust walks with bears.
My
I,
God,
I did do a lot of gasoline though, but
that's
that didn't
crazy.
last. That didn't last too long because when you do that gasoline like that, you go around burping methane for at least a month. But I'm better now. I have no vices. Trying to live a clean life. Trying, cousin. Trying. And yes, I've never put glue in my hair. I do use a lot of thrift floaters like I am today, but I only use it on Sundays. Ooh, that smells pretty, man. So we've gotten completely off topic because
That's all right. We're just talking about a lot of things, things that we remember. The society continues to change. I'm not going to say evolve. I'm just going to say change. But is look at the people that are corrupting our next of kin. Very evil people.
I hate it when my chat
We
stops
ain't getting
moving.
any. We ain't getting any younger.
Oh no.
We just seeing everything unfold. So we got like 20 more minutes for the 2 hour marker. That's when
Hmm.
cousin Jess wants to finish. We'll do just a 2 hour show tonight. Uh, but let's go back to the topic of spiritual talk of the balance.
Oh no, Cynthia. There was a kid that used to hang with us, man, when we were doing that, and we would always put that paint in spray cans. I mean, in Coke cans. And this little fucker, when he would get messed up, he'd drink that damn thing. He'd have silver or gold paint coming out of the sides of on both sides of his mouth. And I'm surprised he didn't die of all the damn paint he drank. I'm surprised he's still alive. I never drank it. I would time travel when I was doing that. That's why I quit doing that because I would go on these really bad trips. Yeah, I'm fixing to turn 57, Cynthia, on Tuesday in April, in June, on the 2nd of June. I'll be 57 years old.
Time flies. Time goes by fast. Like I think time is going. To me, what I witnessed, time is moving faster than
Yeah, it
before.
is. It is.
A
The
lot
days
faster.
the days go by faster. The week goes by faster, man.
A lot faster. I remember when we used to have long days.
They wouldn't end. It's like some of the
Oh,
days, most of the days when I was living over there at your house, those were long days, man. Those were long days and long nights.
then you go up to a different location and you go by fast.
Thank you, Evie.
So I guess Monica's older than me. If she
Yeah.
turned 56 in January, I turned 56 in February.
What order would that be? 5 to 5? Honestly, cousin, if we're being honest with one another, man, honestly, after all the crap that I put in my body, man, I'm surprised I'm still here, man. Because I put a lot of crap in my body that should have never been in there, man. And I'm paying for it. I'm paying for it because it's all catching up. Monica, gonna have me yelling, sitting on the porch, yelling, "Get off my lawn!" It makes me say, one of these days I'm gonna get in shape. Is what it makes me say, Monica. One of these days I'm gonna get back in fighting shape. But that day never comes.
Speaking, I was seeing a movie about a serial killer, man. It was during the times of seen it on Netflix where the Vietnam was going on. This guy was killing females left and right, man. Pretty
Wow.
crazy.
I'll be back, cousin. Oh, water goes in, water comes out.
So how's everybody doing tonight? I hope everybody's doing great. We just, I just say let's just talk spiritual talk of the balance, and yeah, being as a kid, there was a lot of uh, physical abuse. Parents call it discipline, and how far would they go? Even in the schools, in the schools they had paddles made out of wood with holes in it. So if you acted up in school, you'll get disciplinary action in school. You either get 3 licks and you're taken care of. If you don't take the 3 licks, they give you 2-week detention hall. But one of the options was disciplinary action with a paddle. That your parents had to sign a waiver paper, a paper that if they acted up, that any teacher would have the right to spank you, or they leave it up to the principal or the assistant principal to take disciplinary action on you. That's the way the schools were built at one point in time. A lot of things have changed, but that's how the schools were. Disciplinary action for kids that were acting up in school. Yeah, I got disciplinary action all the time. I rather take the licks. The first time they hit you, you feel it somewhat. Then the second lick that they would give you, you really will feel it. By then, your butt is hurting. So by the time they hit you with a third lick, it's like you don't feel nothing. So you feel the pain when you walk because that's a big board that you're getting hit with, and your butt is numb. In which I believe, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. So if anybody wants to file a lawsuit against the school districts for those that were disciplined that way, I believe there's a lot of us that got disciplined in that nature that have problems with our lower lumbar area and our thoracic nerve. We have thoracic nerve damage because of the disciplinary actions with those paddles where they would hit us. It affected our thoracic nerves that runs through our body, in which it can cause lumbar area problems. It can cause thoracic nerve injuries where it feels like you got a pinched nerve. But I believe that those who got disciplinary action with a paddle have problems now because of that disciplinary action with the paddles back in the day when I was growing up. That's why probably cousin Jesse probably his back hurts because I think he got a lot. How many times did you get licks with the paddle?
Okay. Yeah, it was so many, man. It was so many, cousin. I was best friends with the principal, man. I was in his office almost every period, man, because the teachers would send me to his office. So yeah, I'd get like 3 licks a piece. I think for half a
What principle was this?
Mr. Galindo here in Fort Worth for a semester. I had a stack of infractions about this big on his desk. I would get one every period, every day. Some were for behaving bad in class. Most of them were not getting along with others, man. I didn't play nice with others, man. So yeah, I got a lot of back issues, man. I have a sciatic nerve, all that, man. I got all that, man.
That's why I said that we should make a big lawsuit against the school districts from back in the day and sue them for damaging, for damage that we might have from all that, because that was like, to me, I've even seen females get disciplined by the males that way. To me, that's a form like of abuse, man. Honestly, but when you see the females have more padding on them than the guys, you know? But still, it's still discipline. It's still not good.
Well, Cynthia, they called my dad in one time for a disciplinary thing. He went to the school, gave his speech about how I was a soldier and that the principal was the general and that I was there to do whatever he said. Then he proceeded to get the paddle out of that little closet and then he hit me everywhere but my ass.
Look at that. August
And
Bradshaw said, in the third grade, I got a pop, knocked me into my desk, my head, a dent in the desk, and he cracked my tailbone.
no, I
Damn.
never screamed. I never screamed. I never cried. I remember one time with my dad at the house was using me as a punching bag, literally, and I was just standing there against the wall like this. And I just told him, "Are you done?" And he said, "What'd you tell me?" I said, "Are you done? Because I'm tired of standing here against this wall. You're not really doing very much to me." But yeah, he after he beat me with that paddle, the principal said we're never gonna call him in here again. We'll just handle it ourselves. And we did. I'm surprised they didn't call the damn welfare. We got to
Yeah.
the point, cousin, where I didn't have any more tears to shed from all the years of getting handled like that. All it did was make me go out on the street and look for people to beat up to get my aggression out. And since I was literally in a gang since I was like 12. I was out there looking for the rumble, man. Excuse me. And I'll be honest, cousin, all the stuff I ever did, man, all the illegal stuff I did, I never got in trouble with the law till 1997, man. 97, I went to jail twice. I had a bad year. Once I went in there for 7 assaults with a deadly weapon. And then the second time I went in there for, they deemed it a murder, but it was self defense. So I would go to school, walk with Bear. I just never stayed.
That's where the problems were at school. There was a lot of bullies. You know, I got in a fight with a lot of kids in construction. There was a class where they made me fight this kid. I beat up the kid real quick, and then everybody jumped me. I had the keys to the tool place, and I grabbed the machete and I started chasing everybody with a machete, swinging it, trying to. I was literally trying to cut people with a machete. I mean, you could hear the Man, they were all running away from me.
Dude, I remember one guy called me Jesus Yerbajal. He called me Yerbajal, dude. I walked up to him and slapped him in the face, dude. I said, "What did you call me, hijo de la-" uh, I went this way and then came back across, man. He got pimp slapped. You never called me that again? Disrespect my last name. Yeah, we're getting closer to that 2 hour mark, cuz we got
Yes, sir.
5 minutes. 5 minutes and I can get out of this
Today was just
Sunday
one of those
period.
shows that we're talking a little bit of the balance, and we're just talking about because all that has to do with the balance, right? How you get treated is the outcome of who you are, what you've been through in your life. Am I correct?
Yeah,
I know
you're
cousin went
correct.
through a lot. I went through a lot. That's what I'm talking about the balance.
Uh, to this
But
day,
the
cousin,
thing is
to this
to
day,
learn about it at the same time. Don't follow suit
to
of
learn
what was
about
shown.
it,
Break the
uh,
cycle.
to this day, the way you talk to me is how I'm gonna answer you.
What do you think, Tales of the Crypt?
It was a good episode. Yes, Monica, it sure did.
There you go.
But then again, cousin, it's the things that we live through that make us the people we are now.
That's true. That's true. Uh, what do you want to talk about tomorrow night? This is the question.
Ooh, open mic night.
Oh, it's
No,
Monday.
tomorrow's Monday.
Open mic night is on Tuesdays, ain't it?
Yeah, it's on Tuesdays.
Tuesday and
Oh,
Thursdays.
where is it? I don't know where she left it. It's what does she call it? It starts with a C, Coral, or something like that. I can't remember. I can't remember where she put it. I don't see it. She probably took it to her room with her. Yeah, she probably put it in her room. Cariolas or something like that. I can't remember.
Cadiolas. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I can show it there. Yeah. He's got his little book out. Tales from the Crypt guy. Is it just do the laugh again? Good. If I can do it.
Huh?
Do the laugh again.
Welcome on tonight's episode. Abe will eat a hot dog. Oh man.
Just with the Crypt guy. Yeah, we'll see what we do tomorrow's show. I don't know yet. You know, Wednesdays is Werewolf
Where's the
Wednesday.
Wednesday?
Lechuza, Brujas and Lechuzas. So what should we? I think we should have an episode of this nightmares and night terrors tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be good, man, because I've had some of those.
Nightmare, night terrors, dealing with succubus, incubus. I have a lot of stories of that. Cousin Jesse has stories. I think tomorrow, that's what we're gonna target is uh, your nightmares, sleep paralysis, night terrors, succubus, incubus, dark shadow figures, and everything that comes out and bumps in the night.
That's messed up, man. I'm thinking we're gonna call it Wet Dream Monday. I'm just kidding, cousin.
Cousin Jesse wants to name the title "Wet and Wild," slippery and wet.
Man,
Dang, cousin Jesse, I never thought about that.
if the succubus has you in an erotic dream, man, it's a wet dream, man.
That's what we're going to talk about tomorrow. And if anybody's got a story about a night terror or something that they've been through, I might just make it a open mic night,
I'm just
or allow
kidding,
people
yo.
to say, "Hey, can I share a story with you?" You know, allow people to share their story
I'm
because
just kidding, yo.
open mic night
Ladies,
is on Tuesdays.
ladies, I'm kidding. Please, I apologize about offending anybody. I was just kidding. We're just gonna talk about dreams.
Cousin
Sorry.
Jesse, we're so old here that is not a wet dream anymore. It's a powder dream. Nothing but powder comes out. We're beyond that. Cousin Jesse here is like the dry well dream and powder dream.
Powdered dream, powdered milk, add water.
Holy shit! The succubus has so much harder time. You need to pop the blue pill in order for something to happen, cousin. You're so old. You gotta pop the blue pill.
Rhino pill.
Might got age the face you put on there.
Yes, it's
Sorry about that, y'all. Cousin,
I'm just trying to make a joke, guys. Didn't mean to discuss anybody or put anybody off. It's
well,
just
that's why they attack. You know, we'll talk about that tomorrow. She was like, I don't know. So I have night terrors, but I think all of a sudden I'm like LeBron James when he starts the game, throws the powder.
hey man, dealing with a succubus, it's like sex with Kobe Bryant, man. You can kick and scream all you want, but eventually it's gonna happen.
Oh my God.
Yeah, yeah, 5 to 5. I don't have anybody. I'm not lonely. I'm good.
And we're
Yeah,
just joking around,
yeah,
man.
Joel. I like to make jokes all the time, man.
Yeah, we joke around here all the time. I mean,
If you don't
there's
believe me,
some
you
people that
could ask.
get pissed off and then the target us later on and talking about we're disrespecting them and all this. Doesn't make it was a joke. Can you take a joke? You know?
Hey, man. I hope the Society for Wet Dreams don't come in here complaining that we're talking about them. The Wet Dream Society. Hey, man. I joke a lot. People, if y'all don't believe me, y'all could ask Cynthia. I talk to her all the time, and I just keep making her laugh the whole time we
Yeah,
talk.
I got a question for y'all. By the numbers, this is something I want you to think overnight. By the numbers, how many times have you been attacked spiritually that you've had what cousin Jesse is saying? How many have you had throughout your lifetime? Would be the question. Because when you think it was a dream, it might have not been a dream. It might have been a succubus or incubus targeting you. That's why I'm saying that. And what measures did you take? But let's talk about this tomorrow. What measures did you take to get rid of that unclean spirit, which is a succubus or incubus? For women, it would be the incubus, but that's a good topic for tomorrow.
Oh no, man! I'm gonna have to go like, ooh, man, there were a lot because you took those succubuses off of me, man. I had a
Yeah.
lot of those dreams.
Somebody says three or so. How you doing, Sister Madeline?
Oh, she
Good
finally came
morning.
in.
Good morning. Glad you could join us.
She finally came in. I didn't see her come in.
She just came in right now. Once you said succubus, incubus, she showed up.
Uh oh, Diesel Rider. So that's why you found it disgusting, Monica. You had more than 20? Wow.
No, I'm talking about in a lifetime, as far as you can remember. And that's no joke when you get attacked like that. But let's talk about it tomorrow. That'll be the topic for tomorrow. I got a couple
Hello,
of pictures
Monica. How you
that you
doing? Welcome home.
that this succubus, they can even attack you when you're awake. You don't have to be in the dream state for them to attack you. They target your spiritual energy, so they drain energy. The attacks
Uh,
were constant. She said, "If you see a lizard, it's my people." Yeah, there was. I got attacked by a succubus. I'll talk about my attack tomorrow night for those who want to tune in. I don't know how much battery do you got, cousin?
I'm low, dude. Got about 20%.
Oh, 20%. I haven't shown no video, no photos. We're just having fun here tonight.
Yeah, yeah, man. It was a good show. I enjoyed it, man. We got a lot of stuff out in the open on the table, man. Yeah. Found out my dad wasn't a good guy. Found out my dad was a very disciplinarian. So was my
And
grandfather.
you got to think about the times, cousin. That a lot of these people that were a certain way, some were like our grandfather. He was crossing the border to make it to become an American citizen, right? At that time frame. So every time they sent him back, his father would discipline him with a tie him up with chains and whoop him with a whip on his back,
Yeah,
or a
my
grandfather. So,
my grandfather didn't have that at all because he was from Lorena, Texas.
oh, I'm just saying, our grandfather. That's why he was disciplined by his father, which on the De La Fuente side.
Oh, okay.
So, so it affected him, right? Because that's not love. Whether the disciplinary actions was tough, and then he carried that with his children.
It's 147 over here in Texas, Joel.
The discipline with his children, and then our parents, our mothers, took it out on us the same way, right? Because to them it was normal because that's how they were brought up. You know, that's why they were tough. That's what you call. Well, they say it's tough love, but it's not really tough love. It's just you had that, then you had other things like the wars that were going on, Vietnam, the Korean War, World War II, World War I, where kids were being drafted. So drafted from they were like what 16, 15 years old. They're getting drafted to go fight for this country. Uh, many many people lost their brothers, right, because they died in combat. Maybe they wasn't strong enough, but that's where the mentality of in order to win a war, you have to have a strong mentality, a well trained army, uh, to be ready to fight the enemy. So a lot of that has to do with, but then it went from that to purple rain, purple rain, to rainbow colors. That it's okay to be if you want to be a lizard rider, go ahead and be a lizard rider. If if you want to be a huggable succubus, you can identify yourself as a huggable succubus. If you want to be identified as a corn muncher, you can be identified as a corn muncher. It's okay. Sleepy Joe Biden approves of it. Uh, wife Barack Obama approves of it.
You mean Mr. Michael?
You can be the president, and you can have a male as a husband. It's okay to do that. That's where we're at right now. You know that there is people that want to serve our country and stuff, but our country is all ate up right now. You know, is ate the f up.
Good
I
night,
don't know about
Cynthia.
in the military how I got trained to the people who are in right now. I'll be I'll be taking people to the woods, and if I was in the military, I mean I'm older and stuff, but I know how I was when I was in the military. What I wanted for because I was in a 4-man crew, so I needed people to have a strong mind, to be willing to listen to what I have to say, so I can train them to become a weapon. Because if we get called to combat, of everything I train them will become first to nature. So they'll be able to react to whatever is coming the way because I'm going to train them that way, whether it's offensive or defensive. So that's why it was important for me to train my soldiers to toughen them up, even if I had to slap them around. And I wasn't doing it because slapping them around because I wanted to. Sometimes I had to because some of the soldiers will come from different areas like Chicago, New York. Their mentality was gang style, saying they can do this or that. So I had to teach them. Some of them, it's called tough. And it's not called tough love. I just had to just teach them. They're not as bad as they think they are. So once they found out that they wasn't as bad as they thought they were, then I would teach them because they were uh, open to learn, right? And I'll tell them, look, I'm teaching this because you signed up for 4 years. You took an oath. You raised your right hand, took an oath to the United States of America. I'm just teaching you of how you're going to survive those 4 years of the training we do, and then we get called to go to combat. So that's my job to be able to train you to be able to overcome any obstacle that comes away, and trim the way we train hard, and it becomes first to nature. We call it Recon One, and a tank is a 4-man crew, so everybody's got to do their job. If one person fails to do their job, then it puts the rest of the crew in danger. Right? But yes, train I had to train them to not have no fear, uh, not to have no fear, to react accordingly to the job, and to watch each other's back and the crew. And then you have the other tanks that are beside you. You have to watch them too. So you become like a family. But I'm going a little bit out of context right now. But there was no context tonight. They were just talking. So in saying that, you got a fat porky pig from Oklahoma that thinks is bad.
Yeah, he almost fought Mike Tyson.
That thinks is bad. That thinks is bad when you know that the real danger is right in front of his face, and you've been messing with him for 5 years. For 5 years. Yeah. I'm a dangerous hombre.
I'm not. I'm not a dangerous hombre.
No, I could be a dangerous hombre with all the training I have. You just don't understand. And I still work out daily. Well, not daily now. I'm getting older. But yeah, I'm a dangerous hombre. I mean, I've been talking for a good while now. He can't even talk a full sentence. That's how bad out of shape he is. That he, how did it sound, cousin Jesse? He
Yeah,
sounds like
I saw
he's
that
always
video.
asking
Man.
for air. That's how bent out of shape this guy is.
I saw that video you posted, Madeline, that he was saying he almost fought Mike Tyson. Shit, I killed Bruce Lee. He's buried in my uncle's backyard. he's laying there with King Kong and Godzilla.
Yeah, I think our cousin Tony would have taken him out. What do you think?
Yeah, man, you know what's the craziest story he told me one time, man? He said he hit one guy and he killed 9 other guys behind him. I was like, damn, you got the death touch to you? He goes, see? He's like, lo aprendí en el mono.
He said he knew where Hoppa was buried. He said he was buried in the backyard.
Yep.
He said King Kong was buried in the backyard. Godzilla was buried in the backyard.
Bruce Lee was there between Godzilla and King Kong.
He said he took them all out.
Wow, we've gone past almost 20 minutes, cousin.
Dang it. Just shooting the breeze here.
Yep, yep. Because Madeline got here late. Oh, my neck popped. What the hell? All right, y'all. I'm gonna have to call it.
What I heard of old boy from Oklahoma, the worst fight he got in a fight with was with a bar of soap
Hmm.
because he didn't know how to use a bar of soap. So the bar of soap didn't win because he stayed away from him. He was doing the Mayweather, staying away from the soap.
You're like, I got into a bar fight with a bar of soap and it won. All right,
What is a
cousin.
bar? What is a bar of soap, Mom? What is a toothbrush? What is toothpaste? What is Listerine? We don't use that over here in Oklahoma.
Well, my.
All right, cousin.
All right, y'all. Thank you for coming in and joining us here, listening to all my foolishness. I'm sorry if I offended anybody, but I was just trying to make a joke. I kid. Saying that may the Lord protect you while you sleep. May you be filled with abundance and all your blessings when you wake up in the morning. This is Cousin Jesse signing off. Bye, cousin. See you tomorrow.
Take it, cousin.
Hey, what time is the live gonna start tomorrow? Same time?
Probably like I'm thinking about 11 or man, we can go 10. I don't know. We've been doing 11. What do you
Okay.
think?
Yeah, about 10:30, 11, man. That
All
way
right.
Josh will just be getting out.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Bye, Duende. Tita.
Um, my mama said that the bar of soap is the devil. The toothbrush is the devil. My mama said paying child support is the devil. He'd be like, my mama said I gotta protect my kingdom of roaches. I can't allow anybody step on the roaches because I'm the king of the roaches. My mama said she can be my girlfriend anytime I want to. She said that is good. That's not of the devil. Dirty Ike. That boy. That boy's all messed up in the head. Yeah, he's all messed up in the head. Oh my god. But anyways, brothers and sisters, there's Ninja Jesse right there. Or brush your teeth if you're not just gonna eat again. Yeah, I think he's younger than us, man, but he looks older because he's not taking care of his health. Uh, he's messing with corn in the cob, the corn husks from the cob, and they got pesticide on him. So yeah, he's all messed up. He's got issues, but he could be like a reject from the movie Children of the Corn. But in saying that, brothers and sisters, yeah, I mean, I haven't been paying attention to the news. It was talking, they're still talking bad about me or not. All I know is that those individuals have issues. I'm not worried about them, but you seen what happened last time. They were talking smack and they got roasted pretty bad, pretty bad here in Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. Sister Madeline, bro makes Quasimodo look like Brad Pitt. Oh my God, that's messed up. Yeah, y'all seen that the picture of the motel? It had the picture of Corn McCobb and his buddy, Mister. I take it in the rear. Good night, Sister Mary. Yeah, I don't even want to make fun of these people, man. It's if I wanted to, I could roast them every day, but it's not about that. I'm trying to get back on track on my own over here. I'm not trusting the doctors like I used to trust them because I believe that about what I'm going through. They're trying to take me out. So I'm trying to implement my workouts back again like I used to. See if I can. See if I can get back on track. The motel meme was funny. Yep. But in saying that, join us tomorrow, brothers and sisters, for we're thinking about night terrors, sleep paralysis, and succubus, incubus tomorrow night around 10:30. Thinking about 10:30 is a good time, so we have to stay up too late. Yeah. I think that guy, what's his name? I can't remember his name. Gayer. He's got a shirt that's got on his shirt. It says rear ended. He's got a shirt that says rear ended in the back of it. That's one ugly looking. He makes Pee Wee Herman look nice. Yeah, he makes Pee Wee Herman look like a model. That guy, he's nasty looking, man. I could share a photo a photo here. Let me see before I go. See me, I can find something for y'all. I think this. I think I have a video or something that I'm thinking that he looks like. Let me see if I can find it. Uh, Let me look for it real quick, and then after I share this, we can call it a night here in Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. But I need to find it first. Yeah, there was a video I had, brothers and sisters, that I had captured an image of something. It kind of looked like a giant troll, or what do you call it? Oh man, let me see if I can find it. Is it this one here? Let me see something. No. Yeah, I can't find it right now. I'll have to look for it. It might not even be a video. It might be a picture that I have somewhere. But I thought I had it here within the videos. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if that's that one right there. Is it this one? Nope, that's not that one. Oh, I can't find it right now, brothers and sisters, but I do got one here I want to share with you real quick before I go. This one's called DDN. This one's called DDN Bending the Branches. No, DDN, they are disembodied. Okay, let me read the comments here. This is now this one. This one just This is kind of trippy because before I went into this area, the picture I'm going to share with you, I could see this tree. There was no wind, and the branches were moving up and down. Right. So I'm looking at all the other trees. I step out of the vehicle. There's no wind. So I'm trying to figure out what's moving the branches from the tree up and down when it's not the wind, right? So I went there and I found the branches that were moving up and down, bend down, and I was able to capture something. You tell me what you think when I share this. Okay, here we go. Uh, did I even share it? Okay, let me go back to y'all. I don't think I shared it. Let me share it. The branches are low to the ground, and there's something there. You can see it on the branches. It's huge. It's massive. So I won't push play just to get your opinion on what you think that is. I think that's a pretty good image of it right there. You see the branches are all the way down to the ground, and there's definitely a couple of things here on the branch that I mean I could not see it visually with my eyes, but it's in disembodied form that I couldn't see it with my eyes, but it's there, weighing the branches down to the ground. I believe there might be more than one. One here. There's another one up here, but this is possibly three. But this looks like an arm right here. Face, face, and a face up here. What do y'all think about that? I just wanted your opinion of this picture. What do you think about this photo before I go? What do you think about that photo, y'all? Imagine the people that go to the woods unprepared, that they don't do the sign of the cross, or they don't pray before, during, or after, and this disembodied things, DDN that I call the disembodied demonic Nephilim, are out there waiting for them to enter the woods because they're ready to attack. Yeah, but look at the branch of the tree. It's way down, is weighted down to the ground. Now on that tree, there's two sections. First, there was only one side of the tree that was weighting down. Now there's two sections that are being weighed down on that tree. That's right, Brother Andres. Yeah, there's a huge arm right there. The huge arm is from the one that's up on top, brother and sisters. Uh, shoot. Here's a huge arm. Here's the face of the one that's up on top that this arm belongs to. But then you see several here underneath it. Let me push play, see if we can capture a different look of it. It's a pretty good look at it too, right there. Yeah, there's several there. Oh, all righty. And what's crazy about it that those branches got way down all the way to the ground. That tree's branches all the way down now, like that, and that's what I captured on the same day that I seen the branches going up and down. Uh, from my video was that image. I said, "There's no way these branches could be down like this. You know, like if something is weighing them down. The DDN manifestations. So what I'm saying, can they when they manifest, they can look like something, but when they manifest, do they weigh like something also? Well, here's proof that when they manifest, they do also have weight on them temporarily. That's why the tree branches are bent that way all the way to down to the ground. But in saying that, brothers and sisters, let's see, we got. I can barely share something else. I was trying to find the certain video. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, it's huge. There's some big ones here. Let me see if I can find you another one. Some that are very huge that I've captured in the woods. Let me go down to the archives, the little archives of spiritual encrypted encounters. You want to see a huge one? Here's a huge one. This is from Elms Grove that I'm fixing to share with you. This one here is from Elms Grove. A huge DDN. Let me know when you see it. Oh. This one is from Killeen, Texas, from Elms Grove Estates, where I had my encounter. And there you see the huge one. Pretty tall. Let's get to the original picture so you can see how tall it is. Come on. Here's the original picture, and that's how tall that is. Pretty tall. From where I'm standing in the path. Possibly could be another one here. It might be two. Looks like another one there. I'll have to take a closer look at this picture. But this is from Elms Grove. Elms Grove Estates. How you doing, Clint W? Yeah, it's huge. Massive. Yeah. There's another one right here. There's another one what seems to be right beside it also. What I'm gonna do, brothers and sisters, I'm gonna take a screenshot. I'm gonna crop this section here so you can see that there's one right there behind me too. Let me see if we could take a bit. There you go. I believe there's another one right here, right behind it. This one looks kind of like a Sasquatch from the face, and this one looks more of canine-ish, or for either or, you know. Uh, but it's two. But I targeted on this one because this one you can see it bigger, but there it looks like something here standing here behind me also. Alrighty. Thank you, Brother Clint. Thank you for tuning in, brother. Appreciate you. Thank you, Sister Claire. So let's go on to another photo where you could tell that it's huge. Let me go look for it. Let me go look for another one for y'all. I mean, all right. This one looks freaked out here, brother and sisters. So I'm going to share this one because it's huge, and you can see it from a distance. And I'll do a close up on it. So let me share this one. This is from Elms Grove Park that I'm fixing to share with y'all. It's freaked out. This picture. Just pay attention to the legs, how they look, and how tall it is. Okay, here we go. It's from Elms Grove Estates. You can find these pictures on Facebook or on TikTok. TikTok under APCS895. On Facebook on Spiritual Encrypted Encounter short reels. But check it out. Here's the original picture, right? That's got to be like a good. Oh man, that's long. That's like 90 to 100 feet. I'm taking a selfie, right? But there's something over here in the background that's pretty tall. It's got big legs, and possibly another one here that's taller than that one. So let's take a close look at it. Let me go back to that one right there. Oh, wait, one. So right here, there's something standing here. Look at the legs, how the curved inward, muscular legs. And there's something else over here. It looks like it's got a tail, and it's standing here. It's looking. It's like they're looking at each other. But that's huge. That's got to be. It's not. It's not even standing all the way up. It's like crouched down, like a. And then over here in this section, it looks like something's moving very rapidly. It looks like something's moving this way. So there's this one, this huge one. Let's take a close look at it. Look at the legs. Canine-ish, very muscular. Could be the shape. I've talked on the show that there've been shapeshifter skinwalkers in this area, so that could be that a manifestation of a beastly form. There it is. Look at that sucker. I will have to go measure this tree. I'm thinking it's if I would go to this tree and measure this tree, it probably like 15 to 16 foot tall or taller. I'm just gonna play it now. I'll let that one run out for a little bit. Just sharing it with your brothers and sisters. Yeah, I can't go to walk, so I'm trying to go back, get my cardio back up. But it's like every time I go do cardio, something always happens. I get weighted down, kind of like that tree. Feels like I'm carrying 2 or 3 people on my shoulders, and man, I'll be hurting for the rest of the week. One time I feel so much weight on me, um, I feel so much weight on my shoulders. I did a 1 week of workouts that the bottom of my feet were purple because it felt like I was carrying a lot of weight. Because that's where they attach themselves, brothers and sisters. It's DDN. They attach themselves around the neck area. That's where they attack you in the neck area because they're trying to block your spiritual senses. Yeah. Oh, it's very tall, Sister Claire Porter. Yeah, I use my senses, but yeah, I can probably catch. I was thinking about doing that, carrying cameras like on my back and to my sides to see what I can capture because they're out there, when they surface up. But look, this is some pretty good big creatures, So or DDNs, they're pretty big. Let's get to the next picture. Let me go find another one for y'all. I don't mind sharing photos with my subscribers or the members here, Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. I'm the boots on the ground. I'm the soldier that goes out there, captures the evidence and places it out here on my site. I create short reels and talk about them, because I capture them on camera. So I make videos. Let's find you another big one. Uh, has anybody ever heard of a white Bigfoot? They look transparent. Check out this one. Check out this photo. When you hear people talk about a white Bigfoot, well, I got something to show them about something that's white that I captured. Here we go. Let's share this one. When you hear stories about Bigfoot, we seen a white Bigfoot. The DDN that can manifest to look like anything, right? Check out this picture. Let me know when you see it. There's my TikTok, HCS895. It's right here, brothers and sisters, right in the center. It's kind of like translucent, transparent some, but there he is. When people talk about a white Bigfoot, well, I got a proof of something that looks like a Bigfoot, but I believe it's a DDN or the spirit of a DDN, right? Because that's what they are. You know, some people say they vibrate in a different frequency. I say that they're spirit in spirit form. That they're the Nephilim, that are the unclean spirits. That they are the roam earth, just trying to find a host or a vessel to. No, we know them as demons. But there you go. This one looks like a. Now pause it right there. Like a Bigfoot. Look at that sucker. Look at the face. A white. You can see white. A white Bigfoot. And back here you see something else right beside it, which looks more demonic, or possibly, you know, to me they're Didian demons. Can y'all see that? You view it here first on Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. All the images that I capture, they're from when I go do my investigations, brothers and sisters. Let me catch up to the comments here. Yes, I'm on TikTok under HCS895. Yes. Albino, yes. That's the word. Yeah. This is what it looks like, right? And how could a abominable snowman or Bigfoot that's white be in Texas? It's because they're demonic. I used to have a different picture of what seemed to be a white Bigfoot right beside me, right? And I placed it in a Bigfoot community. The picture I had placed it there, and the people from there booted me out because I mean it was right there beside me when I captured it. It was like standing beside me, white, huge. Uh, they booted me out of their group, and I lost my picture that I had placed there. I haven't been able to find that picture that I placed a long time ago, which was of a white Bigfoot, and it was standing sideways. Uh, I don't know if they kept it or they did something with it. I don't know, but there you go. There's another one that I captured of one. Look at the face. Let's go on to the next photo. I hope you all enjoy, and I don't mind sharing pictures with the members of Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. Let's go to the next one. I got all kinds of things there, brothers and sisters. I got fairies, leprechauns. I got a little a soldier duende. Y'all want to see that one? But I can show more big ones, more giants like this. But that one's not as big as the other one. But I can share. I got some more. Yeah. All right. Let's go find another one, brothers and sisters. Let me see what else I can share with you. Let's see if we can find another big one for y'all. Let me see what this is real quick here. Whoa. What am I looking at here? I don't think I've ever seen this one. Let me see. Uh, do y'all want to see one that looks like a fae? What people call the fae? No, that one's not a good copy of it. Let me get it. Move a little bit forward. Get out of here. Check out this video, y'all. Let me share this one with y'all. Cousin Jesse likes this one. Check out this one. This is actually a video, a clip of something moving in front of me. Okay. Here we go. Pretty tall. Passes right in front of the camera. In this white and transparent. Passing right in front of the camera. Huge. There it is. That's how it looks. It's got like spikes or something on his back. I'm just gonna let it run by itself here. Just catching up to the comments here. Passes right in front of the camera. It looks like some kind of spikes right here. Let me move it back a little bit. Whatever it is big. There you go. I call it white mass. That's okay, Sister Claire. Let me show you. Let me see if I got a big one of the DDN. I think I have one where you can see a big head looking at me. Let me see if I can find it. Well, let me look at this one. All right, here's no, I never shared this one, so this is going to be first time I'm going to share this one here. I never shared it, so here we go. Check out this one, y'all. See if you can see it. That one right there is not even that tall. Could be a possible, it's not even that tall. There might be more than one there, but there might be one here, but this one here is the one I'm trying to show It's on the left side of the wood line. And we'll pause it right there. You can go a little bit more. There we go. Possibly two here. It looks like something here, but this one right here, standing there. There it is. Just standing there, blending in with Mother Nature. Yeah, there's a few there in Devil Marbles. I don't think I've ever shared this picture. What I would do, I would just make short reels and put them up so people could see the short reels. All right, let's do one more. What time we got? Oh, we're at the 3 hour marker. Uh, Time goes by fast when you're having a good time. All right. Just share one more. I know everybody getting tired. Just find it. There you go. Now this one here is huge. The freaking head is huge on it. So let's share it. Check out this one. Huge, huge head. That is huge. That head right there. She even got what the eyes and everything. Just pause it there. So y'all can take a close look at it. Tell me what you think. Tall and huge. Very tall. Just play it. There's the face, y'all. Tell me what you think about that. And it's looking at me. The DDN, disembodied demonic Nephilim. One thing they like to do is watch, just like the creators, the watchers. They're always watching. No difference than what people call the what was it called? Well, I'm trying to remember the name. They're created by the Watchers. I won't remember the name of them, but they mimic people. They can manifest to look human. Just can't remember the name of them on top of my head. Yes, they stalk me, Sister Monica. Everywhere I go, they've been doing this all my life since I was a kid. Whether I was in school, whether I was walking home, they would surface up all the time. Disembodied Nephilim. Well, that's what the Watchers were doing. They're creators. They were watching mankind. So, since they're the offspring of the Watchers, they have some of their, how should I say, the if that's the offspring of the Watchers, so they have to have something in common with the Watchers. If the Watchers were here watching over mankind, well, guess what they're doing? Watching. But they're pissed. They're pissed because they don't have a body. It got destroyed during the flood of Noah. Some they fought against each other. They destroyed them. Some angels destroyed them. Destroyed the offspring, but they got eliminated from the face of the earth. But they roam earth as demons, and they're always watching, waiting for an opportunity. Yes, DDN, disembodied, which means spirit, demonic, because that's what they are, and Nephilim. The reason they're demonic is because the Watchers went against the Heavenly Father when they slept with women, which created the Nephilim. The women became harpies, and some of the other women, some became harpies, and some became sirens. So the harpies and sirens call themselves sisters because what they have in common is giving birth to the Nephilim, which, like I said, they got destroyed, but they roam earth. It's unclean spirits. Some people call them unclean spirits. Some people call them demons, but the true nature is disembodied, demonic Nephilim. They can find a spiritual opening, try to attach or possess a host. Yes, Sister Walks with Bear. But look how big the head on that one is. This huge. And that's a close up of it. But you see in the original picture how big it is, right? Let's go to the original picture that I was sharing of it. Yeah, he got a huge head. That's the original picture. Look how big it is. If I were to come to this tree line, my height by this tree line would be around right here. You know, I'm not that tall. Like around right here will be my height. If, because it's in the distance. So that's huge. There you go. So in saying that, brothers and sisters, I hope you all enjoyed tonight's show. I try to do my best to keep everybody happy here in Spiritual Crypto Encounters. Join us tomorrow night for Spiritual Crypto Encounters, where we'll be talking about night terrors, sleep paralysis, succubus, and incubus, things that come out bump in the night. I want to say thank you to the moderators, to everybody that tunes in daily, you know, all the people that support this channel. Thank you. When we have open mic night, or if you have a story dealing with a succubus or incubus tomorrow night, I will allow tomorrow, if anybody's got a story they would like to share their story tomorrow night while we're doing the show. We can have people jump on and talk about the succubus and incubus night terrors. You're welcome, Sister Madeline. Thank you for moderating tonight. And saying that, good night, everybody. God bless you. Always remember to always maintain your love foundation. Maybe one day I'll get back out there and do some more investigating. Last time I went out there with my brother, I was able to capture a couple of images, but we'll see. Normally, when I go by myself, when it really picks up. But yeah, tomorrow night, sleep paralysis, night terrors, nightmares, succubus, incubus. Good night. This is RNC signing off. Good night, everybody, and sweet dreams.